Welcome to the ultimate hard mode forestry challenge. We're starting with nothing. No money, no equipment, just a chainsaw and a whole lot of trees. The economy is set to the hardest level and every dollar counts. Can we survive long enough to build a thriving operation, or will this challenge break us? Let's find out. Welcome to October and the Hardwood Challenge. We've got a lot of things to talk about, but I wanted to take a look at our saplings. They do seem to be growing. They're taller than me now. Look at that. I tested this out before we started recording. I wanted to make sure it was working. This is a distributor for wood. I have 69,000 in there right now. And what are these doing here? I took some liberties. I reorganized some things. So the firewood processor's here, the sawmill's here as well, the little baby sawmill, and then our normal sawmill. I wanted to clear up this area where the poplar is because I think after we do that first cut of it, we're gonna definitely square this up and make it a nice rectangular field for the first time. I'm gonna really focus on that on the channel. We don't really do that. The other thing I wanted to show, our poplars in here. We do have these steel beams. We're not gonna sell them though in this forklift that we could use. I hid the selling location back here, so that's where that is now. But you can see we do have the yarder set up here. We're gonna get this all configured. I am gonna do a little purchase today. I think we are gonna get a tree harvester to help us out. We might get something, I don't know the actual name of it. Kind of like a bulldozer that just will push all of the logs around for us with a nice blade on the front of it. I think it's something like a bulldozer, but I'll show you. Let's say I'll show you in the menu. Maybe that'll tell me the name of it. I guess it could be a wheel loader with just a bucket, but I think it is more of a bulldozer that I'm talking about. But I don't see any that I have installed right now, so we might look for some mods for that later on. Like the front of this thing right here, being able to lower that and just push logs. That's kind of what I'm talking about. So let's take a look at the finance tab and get a little bit of information about our finances right now. I did move some things, so it's gonna be uneven. I did add some money to help me move things around, and then I balanced it back out. So that's where all this mismatch is from. But 55,000 is what we're bringing in on a full month right now when everything is fully populated and operational. Maybe what I'll do is make sure we have enough in all of these productions. We have 104 wood over here. Yeah, I think it's been favoring that when it's distributing. These ones have just kind of been staying afloat. I think I'm gonna skip time to like 4 o'clock and see how we're looking. All right, so if we go over to the distributor now, it has 6,000 left, so it's moved a good amount. Like the sawmill's just gonna get overpopulated. This has 18,000, so it stayed afloat. This has, a good amount here. And this is gonna have like 150 now, isn't it? Yeah, so it's getting a little bit more. I think we might get to the point where we get rid of these two eventually. Like this is just bringing in so much money that right now we could turn on everything in here. I would imagine it is parallel with the edit, but we just have these two on. I'm gonna go ahead and activate these and turn them to selling as well. I know some people would prefer us to actually move the goods. It's just gonna be so much that I'm gonna do it on auto load anyways, and it's just the way it is, guys. So I do wanna find out what kind of money we have in the morning, and I am going to hang out by the firewood processor and just kind of skip time, and I'll slow down if we need more, but I wanna give us a fresh start with a good dollar amount for a down payment at the start of November. All right, slowing down time here, 8 o'clock in the morning. We do have $79,000, so we are gonna go ahead and head in here. I'm gonna go with the John Deere. We're going to hire purchasing. We're gonna set this up for 10 years. And I am gonna put a decent 10% down payment. It's only gonna cost us $4,000 a month to finance this bad boy. All right, we will struggle with this. It'll take me a while to get used to it again and remember how to do everything with it. And hopefully this will be quicker to get some logs prepped and then eventually swap to, like on that line that we created with the yarder is what we're going to target at first. But I might go after those ravaged trees that we were talking about last episode and see about getting those moved, because they're a decent amount of liters, or linear feet of wood, however we want to call that calculation. We have to move the yarder, but that's not that big of a deal. Now, did they grow overnight? I can't tell. I can't tell. Okay, so remembering how to use this Z to unfold it, huh? Gonna do it. And then if we come over here and we just start with the first trees, we probably want to get the regular menu on here to help me with like the harvester setup. Okay, that's up. All right, now we have 5 meters, so I want to go up to 8. Actually, for this process, let's go to like 10, 12. We'll see how that works. And then I want to lower a little bit, stride forward. Where is that missing? Man, my depth perception is terrible on video games. I mean, that should be good right there. Now, what's the magic button to actually activate this? All right, so that looks good. Drop tree from harvest. Cut, there it is. No, that's just cut length. And then we kind of lift this. This is the part I always struggle on. So we want to cut again. Yeah, and it went straight into... All right, we get this fancy thing close and then hold this button to align it. So we'll try this again. We're gonna cut. I'm gonna turn this way. Maybe this will help. Yeah, okay. And then cut again. Not bad. But can't see anything with this tall grass, so we might get that solved today as well. Let's go ahead and line this up. It's gonna reach, yes. And then I'm just gonna twist, nope, that'll work. All right, not bad, not bad. Getting the hang of it. We do have a bunch of trees we're driving over, so if we just cut a ton of these down, I think once we get close to the tree like that, I can just hit this button and hold it down, which I'm holding left, what is it, L1 and down, and then we can go ahead and cut. And I'll just twist a hair and let that fall over. I'll get better at it. I'll get better. You guys will give me tips too, I'm sure. We'll cut there. This one will get at least 2 cuts here. Not sure why that happened. All right, 3 cuts on that one. But I think we need to clear some of this out. You know, other than having fun using this equipment, I'm not 100% sold that it's gonna speed us up. Well, I'm not 100% sold that it's gonna speed me up. It might speed up other people, but not necessarily me. So let's get this out here. And we'll see if this one can move. These should be super easy. Like, we're gonna see once we get right here. Gosh, super strength off. What is the button again? Oh yeah, it's B, attach. And we want it to stop following. We'll raise this up. Send it home. No, that let go of it, didn't it? Oh, I guess oh no, it didn't. It didn't cut it. But so now the thing about this mod is if I just go ahead and detach, it's just gonna automatically accept it. And then I can go ahead and call this back to us, move to the last spot, and start getting these other ones that are out here picked up. And it should be quick. Like, if I get a bunch of these pre-cut, then I just do a couple, you know, like so. Raise it up. Yeah, 12 might be too much even for this, but let's go ahead and send it home. Once it gets a little bit closer over there, I can go ahead and let go of them, and boom, all the way into the processor. So pretty snazzy. I do think we're gonna look for something to cut this area. Enough of the complaining about not being able to see. And we'll go super cheap on here. Not super cheap, but 14,000. We will buy it outright. Let's go pick that up, put it on the front here, and I should be able to just clear an area that'll make my life a lot easier. All right, let's see if we're gonna need to install real mower or not. Oh, it is dropping it. That's fine. We'll have a swath down here, but yeah, I had a feeling this other stuff wasn't gonna cut. Oh, is it just the tree being in the way? Yeah. All right, yeah, we'll have some grass on the ground, but I think that's more easy to deal with than the way it was, personally. At least for me. I mean, we can always smooth it out to get rid of it too. So come around. No idea how far my pole is at this point, or the chains. All right, work our way back. It'd probably be just best to keep this around me so that when the time comes to clear some areas, we can. But all the trees being in the way makes it a little hard to clear. We'll get by. We'll get by. It'll be fine. All right, that's a decent start. So I thought I saw something nearby. There was a log right here, so let's go ahead and call this to us again. And we'll see if this helps. We'll see. It should help a little bit. Already lost it. Come on now. Come on now. There we go, be there. And I have no idea if there's any more. That might be the end of it though. All right, let's get back to work here. Let's go ahead and try to line up on this one. I think we will do 8 meters. It seems to be the happy spot, in my opinion. But starting to kinda get the hang of this thing. I'm not getting my warnings anymore, which I don't know why. Or the indicators on the trees. Yeah, I just have the hardest time with this type of equipment, guys. It just doesn't work for me. And I apologize for being negative and complaining. I don't see it ever working consistently, and it drives me nuts. At first, I was pretty happy with what I was seeing, but I don't understand why it would do what it just did right there. I'm sure there is just a very small misunderstanding on the way I'm using this, and I'm not reading the screen correctly. But I'm confused. Like, I don't understand. Let me get to a good spot, and this is something I do want some help on. So, coming up to the tree, and now it's gonna show up now that I want to debo it. I don't understand why that wasn't showing up a minute ago. So I believe once I get this yellow, I should be able to hit left here and down, and it'll align itself. But we do have that log in the way, so it's gonna fight us. And I don't know the buttons to just raise the arm. Oh, like that, okay. Now let's try this again. Getting good, nice and tight, come on. All right, we moved that tree out of the way so we could get better success here, but it says X. Now we're gonna hit cut. Now if I lift, Chris, I guess that works. We're gonna push it right into ourselves here. And it turned again. All right, I think I've shown enough. This right here, guys, is why I edit out a lot of my log work, because it brings out the worst in me. It brings out the worst in me. I'm gonna get busy, make some progress, and I'll check in with you guys later. Okay, I'm back with you after a couple weeks off from this series. You probably heard it, my voice was getting pretty frustrated with my ability to use the tree harvester. So these are the trees we were talking about, the ravaged trees. You can see they are 3,700 each. I cut a bunch of them down. There's still a bunch back here we can get, but they're too thick for the harvester. So we're gonna go ahead and stop loading, and we're gonna raise this up, and we're gonna do these one at a time and get them over there. I think I have, let's back up so I can see this better now that it's not following me. I think we have this lined up. That probably wasn't the best place to grab that. I think I do need to grab these in the center. So let's go ahead and then I want to try to focus on about the middle right there. And that's still, is it gonna settle? I guess that's in the air now. So now let's head it on in, and we're just watching it kind of get close. And once it's about right, yeah, it automatically takes it, and then I should be able to hit Y and it'll come back to me. So we'll get these in real quick. And I think what I'm kind of, but I think in my brain, what I'm kind of thinking is 130,000 over here, and then we come over. This one's just burning through wood too fast for it to be able to be distributed evenly. You can see 570 is what's left, and it's about to burn through it. This one's at 12,000, so it's handling it well. So it's probably evenly distributing these, but that's just going through the wood so much faster. So we might get to the point where that goes away just to make this function a little better. So some rinsing and repeating here. This tall tree right here will be one of the next ones that we go ahead and get done with. But I'm just gonna bust this out, let's go over there right now and see what's in the distributor. But we wanna get that as full as possible, right? Just let it do its thing. But yeah, that's gonna be an issue. We might just fill that up ourselves manually. Yeah, 18,000 right now. So should be able to get, if we bust through all of these ravaged trees, we should be able to get a good amount of capacity in there, and we'll just deal with the firewood distribution ourselves, I think. But I want to get enough money to get another one of those or a secondary production. At this point, you can also sell the wood with the distributor, I was noticing. So that's an option that we might do. We might get a bunch in there and just sell it as well. But, you know, hard economy, I'm going to take all the shortcuts I can with these mods that we find and use them to our advantage and see how it goes. So, going to stay busy here, and I'll report back momentarily. I don't know if I explained myself well with the firewood distributor, well, with the wood distributor in general. So my thought was, and looking at it this way would help, my thought was we get enough in here to get distributed evenly, but if we can't keep the firewood production up and running, then this process won't work. And I think I'm leaning more towards getting productions that I can do that with. So yeah, the firewood was bringing in a lot of money, but if I can't, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna think through that and decide what we want to do long term. I am leaning towards not keeping that production, but is that all we can fit? Can we not do a fourth? All right, so that little guy, I think we'll move ourselves because we should be able to. Now, these ones we might have to help when we get over there. They might be a little too high for the not to pick up on that. So yeah, we can pick that up. We have 43,000 in here. I think we are going to go a little bit deeper into this area back here, get all of these, because those, man, the tornado helped us, because I don't know what trees these were. I think they just changed because of the tornado. I don't know if that's a thing, but it seemed to be the case. Yeah, 3,800 per log is definitely speeding up, filling up the distributor there. And we're almost to an hour. So I do want to, let's bring this back, and we'll have to get it a little closer. But I do want to see what we have in there at 11 o'clock and see how much of it gets distributed, if it is all of it or not. And just so we don't miss that, I think we will do just one more. Whoops, that's the wrong way. I want it to come towards me. And let's send that one on home, and we're going to follow it. So clearing out a good amount of space, we might be able to get another sawmill or maybe a carpentry over here, which might be the next move, is to get the carpentry and start distributing what we need to it. All right, so that did go in there. So we have 47,000. And we're going to go ahead and get to 11 o'clock and see how much of that moves. About half of it. So I don't know if it is a max amount moves or not. But now let's go over here and see how much it helped the firewood distribution. Only 1,800, and it's probably going to bust through that before noon. So enough over here to go multiple days. So it'd be nice if there's a feature for me to come in here and say do not accept distribution and only accept distribution over there for a while. Yeah, super advanced stuff like that would be nice. Or to be able to go into this mod and tell it the trigger of where to distribute to. Okay, let's go in this way. Like if we were able to come in here and select where this was distributing, would be sweet, but I digress. Let's get back to work. And I think what I want to do, since I have enough in the sawmill, let's have this stop following me. We will fell a couple trees over here and get this back to a good population so we can not be stuck in November forever, because the whole point that I wanted to do was get enough distributed to the sawmill, well, all the productions really, so that we could keep moving through time, because time is money. All right, I will see you in a little bit. All right, before we fill up the wood processor, I do want to test out selling this. So they're at 30,000 liters right now, and so I switched it to selling. So let's get to noon, and it didn't We're up to 60,000. So what did that do? So product sold $70,000 worth. I don't remember what we've sold already in November. So that's, oh, because we have a bunch of stuff set to selling. So that just gave us a nice boost, and it looks like it did sell it because that number went up a lot quicker than it did. So we have enough over here. Now I just need to finish populating that. And we have enough over there as well. I think we can get through multiple months with this 145. Let's see. Well, that'd be hard to calculate, actually. I think we're going to find out. So I'm going to get busy. I'll probably see you in December. We're going to fill this up and then see where money's sitting in the morning in December. And we have plenty in here. Still 93,000 over here. We did put 50,000 in here. I ended up clearing a lot of trees over here. So we have 27,000 left over there, 11,000 here. We're at 126. What are these productions we're eyeing? Let's take a look because we got to have a plan here. We could go with the baby ones, but I think we want the bigger productions. And maybe we look at the ones that came with the mod here. The smelter, we don't want that. Or smelter. We should see how many wood chips we have to sell too. Oh, maybe the sawmill's the only one that was modded. Okay, let's head on up here and find, I mean, we could go with the smaller ones, but I just don't know if they're going to be beneficial. Like, let's find the smaller carpentry if we have one. Haven't done, okay, so the carpentry 36,000 would take wood planks or wood to make furniture. I just don't know if it would produce enough. Well, how much is the regular carpentry? Because that's when we're gonna make our money. 300,000. Okay, so it would be pretty sweet if it fit right here in this corner. So that is going to be our next goal. We want to get enough money to purchase that. And it's kind of funny because the goal's $1 million, right? And we keep spending $300,000. I think it was 100. Well, let's see. How much was it for this production? 150. So now if we get up to 300,000, or do we do multiples of the small carpentry? Whew. I think it's 10 times the production. So I think we do want to get to that 100 or 300,000 mark. So what I'm going to do is the rest of those, this is still set to selling, and this still has enough for another month, and so does that. Everything's good for another month. I'm going to get all of these ravaged trees are going to go into the distributor, and we're going to sell them. And, well, we're going to see where our land ends, actually. Those aren't ours. Or are they in this one? Oh, they are. Okay. Oh, I guess they won't let us cut them down if we get past our property. But I think they all might be in here. So, yeah, we're going to, well, this goes a long ways. I believe this is still our property here. Yeah. So a good amount of these I'm going to get moved here this month, and then we'll go from there. Where is our rope? Because we might want to reset that back to like right there. Yep. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get busy. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay. So the settlement on this is $402,000. If we just sell it, because I don't think I like the harvester. We'll be a little short. We'll lose some money on that. I just don't want that payment anymore because I don't know if I'm going to use it with the yarder doing such a good job. So I think we'll think through that. Starting to just get these chopped down. Some of these trees that are kind of in the way, I'm just kind of clearing, and then I'm going to get them later, but trying to get, you know, as much as we can going in there before the first selling event here at 11 o'clock. I don't know, with the yarder, do we need the harvester? Was it just, you know, to be fancy for the video? It's kind of how I feel about it, guys. Hoping to get a couple more trees in there. Right now we have almost 30,000 again. So we got 5 minutes before the first selling event of the day when we hit 11 o'clock. So it'll be interesting to see what we're pulling in per hour doing this route, see how quick we can get to that 300. But not the... I'm debating on the harvester. I think if our goal is to get to $1 million, it is not in our interest to have that payment. And we have, like, right now we have until August, right? If we went by the 2 years I said at the beginning of the first video, we have until August for it to be the end of 2 years on this challenge. And I don't think we're gonna get $1 million. So we're at 10:59 now. Let's just kind of hang out until that kicks over. It didn't sell much. It sold it all, but we didn't. It must not be selling it. We just lose that wood? Why did our money not go up? Like, at all? I need to look at the clip. I'm confused. That's embarrassing. It did go up by like 30,000. I'm gonna keep plugging away at this, guys. We're at 162. I'm hoping when January comes, we can have enough to get the carpentry. And then I think at that point, we just gotta bust out and make money, get to that poplar harvest, if it's gonna even be in time. We might have planted a little late for it being 2 years in this challenge. But this is gonna be, this might be the first, well, I guess the maze challenge was a lost challenge in FS22. This might be the first challenge we lose in FS25. So we will see. We're gonna try to figure this out. We're gonna see if we can do it. But again, a lot of boring work. We'll edit it out for you guys and keep plugging away. Yeah, so doing the editing of the supercut that we released, I remembered I did say 2 years, so planting those saplings was probably pointless as well. Eek, I think we do need to sell that for the sake of the challenge. And another hour is about to tick over here as we're struggling with this log. And we're up to 202, so that was a huge, I don't know why this one's struggling so much. A huge month or hour right there. So I think by using this approach, we're gonna get to that 300,000 today. About 5 o'clock, maybe 4 o'clock. Because we still have a decent amount back here. We're about to the end of our rope. Plugging along nice, guys. I mean, we do another two more hours like that. It'll be 2 o'clock when we're able to do this. And then we can switch back to distributing and at that point, start filling up the carpentry. Because I think if the carpentry, if it did say it can do just wood, then that's going to be the approach. It's just get more wood in there to make the furniture. We'll see once we purchase it. I don't remember. I don't know if I've used it yet in FS25. It's going to be too far. It might be. We'll see. Nope. Should be good. It's just going to struggle picking it up, though. There it goes. So we might slow down a little bit if these logs give us a little bit of a trouble. But so far, so good. I love this process. Makes lumber a little enjoyable to me. I'm gonna bring this over to hopefully, we'll switch to the winch if we need to, but I'm gonna try to use this to push those logs closer to the line. And I think that'll be a good opportunity to see if that works. Send that back while we drive over there. All right, see you guys in a little bit. It does a decent job. We drive up on it every once in a while, but if we are just patient, we can get it over there. Like so. And we're just about to see the $1 o'clock dollar amount here, guys. It's pretty tedious. Not gonna lie. We're at 240. Okay, so we are gonna need to keep on grinding here. I am getting bored. And we're gonna call it. We're gonna call it. We're gonna go to January. All right, 9 o'clock here. We do have enough money. I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna see how we're doing wood-wise on the productions. We might be out at the firewood production, but I mean, we just keep going. We only need $700,000. Do we even buy the carpentry? 35,000 over here, 1,900 here, and 10,000 here still. All right, let's see if we have enough room. If we, what else we need to clear? Land not owned by, so we could go about right there, but it overlaps some objects. So we're gonna have to get the stump grinder out, get some stumps ground, and see if that's good enough. Well, first of all, we'll push this tree out of the way. Actually, we're having some success there. Need to get that tree just moved over to the distribution, I think. But for now, let's just get it out of our way. I mean, yeah, it was close. It was close. But if we turn this on, should be able to just get these stumps out of the way that are going to prevent us from putting that production down. Oh, easy peasy. Look at that. Just drive right over him. And then this guy, let's just try to push out of the way too. I think we ground it. That was good. Is that the right word? Ground? I don't think that's the right word, is it? I don't know. Good stuff here. Raise that a little bit. Got that one. Most of them are out of the way. There might be little wood chips that get left behind that might cause us issues. Get this one here. Ooh, that's being a little punk. There we go. And I think I saw a couple behind me. Yeah, right there. Let's get that one. And I don't think we need to get any trees out of the way. I think... Oh, that didn't disappear. There we go. I think we're gonna be okay right here. Let's see. Let's find out. Yeah, I don't really care if there's objects in the way at this point. I think we're good. All right, so let's take a look at this. Sitting in the ground a little bit on us. I don't know. So we do have wood turns into furniture at a 10 to 17 rate, where over here planks are pretty 1-to-1. I don't think it's worth losing the money on the planks. I think what we're gonna do is get that activated and we'll get some lumber into it. Stop following me, please. I could hear it following me. This will be a good candidate to start with. Not much at all there. We're just gonna grab this one. And over here is where they get dropped in. And do we have a button for that on this one? Yes, okay. All right, so it's live. We're gonna get some more moved over there. And I think what I wanna do is move the yarder potentially to help with that. No, we're just gonna distribute, but that's gonna be in the way now. Boy, didn't think about that, did I? Let's get these moved. We'll change this to distribution again. And we might switch to starting to clear back here again at this point, but let's do the distribution instead of selling. And we'll see how we're doing per hour once we get this thing full. So taking a little liberties here with these little guys, getting them moved over. And we'll go from there, guys. See you in a little bit. All right, it's been a couple hours later and we are slowly getting things distributed. And we can see we have 70,000 over here. We might need to do some deliveries here to get this at a better spot, because we're struggling to keep it going with the distribution right now. No icon. Okay, let's go in this way. Carpenter, you can see we have 469 to where I'm kind of, I think I am gonna go ahead and go into this wood beams. Let's go to this sawmill. We're gonna take planks and distribute them. And then we're gonna come over here and I am gonna turn on the plank one. Those are planks long, we don't want that. We want regular planks. And I think we'll keep wood on, so it might be both of them. But yeah, then I'm gonna do a couple more and I think we're gonna end this episode at the end of January. I am gonna do shorter ones for the logging series than the farming series, I think. So you can see what we've been attacking here. Gonna go after this big boy next. 4,000 per tree right here. And let's give it a shot. I wanna see if we can do this whole tree. Go about right there, send it home. Yep, not bad at all. $10,000 in there now. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. And how are we doing wood chip wise? Because those should be at a pretty good price right now. They are on their way down, but they're above peak. We can get $25,000. We're gonna do that. And I think what we're gonna do is get rid of the harvester, because that's just gonna, it's just gonna kill us financially. Because right now I think we're sitting at between needing to save up for the poplar harvest and, gosh, I guess that's it. We're gonna need, I don't know if we're gonna buy another production. I think our job's gonna be very tedious, just keeping all of this stuff populated. And I said, I don't know if we're gonna, that's not gonna get there before August, is it? Or July, really. Yeah, let's look at the growth stage. I wish that would tell you the number like others do. Yeah, not getting super dark yet, so that might have been just wasted money. But let's go ahead and get these wood chips sold. And I'm not sure where we're going with that. Oh, the sell all place. Okay, perfect. And it'll be a couple loads, but it'll be a good break from cutting down trees. Looks like it'll be 3 loads. So one of the things I've talked about on a live stream was doing like retrospectives to series, and this is one that definitely deserves it. I don't enjoy forestry. I knew you guys would enjoy the videos, especially the early on videos of getting started. Knew we'd get a good amount of views. We got over 100,000 views on the initial video of this series, which was amazing, and I thank you guys for that. I feel bad that I've let you guys down because my enjoyment doesn't hang around for forestry. We're gonna finish this series, but we are gonna do just 2 years. But that in mind, what I wanted to say, let's finish my thought before we sell this, is the hard economy has my interest more than the logging does. So we're definitely gonna be starting a series soonish on the channel that does regular farming with hard economy and see if we can just dominate that as well. And so that's, you know, kind of something, oh, we got to open that. We got to open it. So I think we come over here. Yep, do that. Fanciness. And close it to sell wood, apparently. But yeah, there we go. Now we can dump. But yeah, look forward to a farming hard economy series challenge very soon, and this might bridge the gap to be able to get that settlement without going negative too. So the thing that we need to look at here, and why I want to get rid of this, is we have 400,000 to pay off with this. And we still have to pay off our tractor and the power flex. So $30,000. Let's go ahead, and we can't settle it early, but we can come in here and get rid of it. It was a mistake in my opinion. I don't think it fits for what I'm doing with this series. It was fun to try out, but let's do that. And then we come in here, and it did automatically settle that. So we still have 4,000 bucks. So that worked out good. We won't have that payment moving forward. Let's get the rest of the wood chips and see if that gets us close enough to being able to pay off one of those things. It would be nice to get closer to being out of debt. I don't see us making... I think we're going to lose this challenge. Okay, selling the wood chips again. And while that's going, I want to take a look through here. Log forks we need. We don't need the planter anymore. We're going to sell it. 18,000. Was that something? No, the Pro Flex is the trailer that we still owe money on. We need that. We need that. We don't need the big bag, and everything else I think we still need. So we're at 35,000. We just got 10 more thousand from the wood chips. So we're going to go back and get another load. I think we'll have a little bit left to bring back, and we'll see where our money's sitting. But it's time to start crunching numbers and figure out if we're going to pull this off. Just kind of thinking through. We have 6 months to go, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to sell the wood chips, and then we're going to save the game. I'm going to skip through time and see if we're even going to get to the poplar harvest before August, just so we know, because that'll be money we have to save for buying the baler. And we're going to hope that at least breaks even. But we are going to do one of those where we sell everything, including the buildings, at the end to see if we get to $1 million. I don't want to lose. I think it's silly to lose the money that we invested in. Even they're going to depreciate, so we're not going to get the full amount back. So I'm guessing we're going to get 50% back of those buildings, maybe a little less than that as they age. So that'll help us get to $1 million. I don't think we're going to get there. Like I said, I think this will be the first challenge we lose. I'm hoping that this is probably going to go live on a Monday or a Tuesday. Sorry, I'm hoping that at maximum it'll be the following Tuesday where we get the next 6 months done. So splitting the last 2 years into 6 months each is the plan. But let's get the last wood chips, see how high we can get the dollar amount today, and then we'll call it at that point. But lots of trees to cut down still for the next 6 months, and hopefully we can get to that poplar harvest. Well, speaking of selling things we don't need, let's do that right now. We don't need this. Let's sell it. Only got 900 bucks for it, but is there anything else that's like props? That's the poplar seeds. That's a light that got left. Yeah, just some things that got left from that we can't sell. This, I don't know. That's not ours. It's part of it's just a gift, I think. So we can't actually sell that forklift. Just a little money. All right, last little bit of wood chips to sell while they're at a good price. And I guess we'll build these up between now and July and have to see how much we can sell them for then. I don't think prices are going to be very good then, but it's better than not selling them. Wood chips in July, yeah, they're at their bottom, actually. So we might look through the next month or so at maximizing our income on that. I'm already thinking of ways to do this hard economy challenge with farming. I'm excited about that. We're probably going to use this same map, but the different version of it too. So where I'm going to leave you, we're going to get through February through July next episode. And before we do that, though, let's get back. We're going to save, and I'll show you guys if we're going to be able to get to the popular harvest or not. All right, let's save the game. And we won't do too much rambling, but we will, because we don't want it to auto-save on us. Let's go ahead and just burn through this. Let's get to April, and let's see. In April, they're pretty tall. Some snow on the ground. It shows somewhat dark. And July, they are ready to harvest in July. Okay, it'll be a nice way to have a finale there. Let's get to daylight so we can just, I don't think I've ever seen this. Luckily, the timing worked out perfect for us. So we'll be able to do the one harvest here. Guess we don't need that anymore either. Let's just, I can't sell it now, but I'd have to save. So we do see like we made up to 116,000 before we ran out of goods over here and everywhere. Good to know. And everything grew around. This looks terrible. Oh, because we didn't have those selling either. Okay. Good to know. All right, that's good for me. Socksway up. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you on the next episode.